Hi there, my name is Keely and thanks for tuning into my channel, Top Women with Keely Cheyenne. Today I am going to talk to you a little bit about a topic that's very, very important and very much at the forefront of conversations right now. As many of you know, there are protests happening around the world, specifically in the United States and Canada, in every city for the Black Lives Matter movement. I am a strong supporter and believer in the Black Lives Matter movement, as well as advocating for people of color and Indigenous rights. I am a member of One Arrow Cree Nation here in Saskatchewan. I am on Treaty 6 land, and I want to talk about none of that. What I want to talk about today is white privilege. And the reason that I want to talk about this is that on my channel, Top Women with Keely Cheyenne, I speak to things that impact me, affect me every single day. And I am somebody who, despite my culture, despite how I was raised, despite everything else, has had the benefit of living my life with white privilege. I am fair-skinned, I have blue-gray colored eyes, and I have seen a ton of super offended people who say white privilege isn't real. White privilege is not a thing in Canada. These are direct quotes from things I've read online very, very recently, and rather than me jump on some rabbit hole of a Facebook post, I decided that I would make this video and talk a little bit about it. So for those of you who aren't well-informed, well-educated, or are just a little confused, white privilege means that the color of my skin does not impact people's opinion or treatment of me. Now, have I experienced racism because of my background? I have experienced it on both sides. I have experienced racism because I am German. I have been called a Nazi bitch in my time. I have experienced racism because I am First Nations. I have had people use the term squaw and dirty Indian when referencing me. I still have had the benefit of white privilege. Let me explain. When I go to the grocery store, when I go to the drugstore, I do not get followed around because of the color of my skin. When I get pulled over by a police officer, I do not have to be afraid that the police officer is going to question what I'm reaching for when I am digging under my seat for my registration in my very messy vehicle. This is something that I find a lot of people are not wrapping their heads around, and there is some guilt, shame, I'm not sure, associated with the term white privilege. There is also the knee-jerk reaction where people say, well, yeah, I'm white, but I've also lived in poverty. I've also had generational abuse. I've also struggled. I've also been affected by prejudice, and no one is questioning that. But on top of the things that you have experienced in your life, your skin color did not impact the way you were perceived because you had white privilege. If you were going to trial for a crime right now and you had an all-white jury, you would not have the same sentence as the same person with the same crime if they were a person of color. And that is why so many people are speaking out right now. So many people are exercising their right to protest. They are talking about it online, and I know that it is a lot to absorb, but please take the time to educate yourself. If the news and the posts are too much, there are several really amazing authors. Take a look for people who are speaking about anti-racist movements, and take a look at what you can do to make a difference. Not every person needs to be standing on the front lines holding a protest sign to make a difference. There are so many different roles to play, and just having constructive conversation with the people in your life is a really good start. So that's the part that I wanted to contribute to the conversation, and I just want to wish everybody love and to stand together and keep doing the right thing. You have an opportunity to be on the right side of history.